Finally, a sigh of relief for all the PGWP holders who were scrambling and who were so tensed because they could not find a PR pathway and because their PGWPs were expiring. Today, Honorable Sean Fraser has announced a policy for PGWP extension. So what exactly does this policy cover? Who all does it apply to? Will you be able to renew your PGWP under this policy? This video we're going to talk about that. So today, Immigration Minister Sean Fraser made this announcement that they would make this new policy for folks whose PGWP will be expiring in 2023 or whose PGWP has already expired. They would be able to extend their PGWP for up to 18 months. While making this announcement, Sean Fraser has acknowledged that the express entry draws are very high, and because of all the pandemic backlog, the average cutoffs have gotten to a point where people who are inside Canada might not be able to make the cutoff. But he made this distinction very clear, and he was very clear that it does not mean that the people who are inside Canada are not good candidates for Canadian permanent residence. He is very clear that those candidates who are inside Canada are by far the best candidates, and it's very important to keep them in Canada, to keep them be able to supply to our labor market, and to keep them and give them the opportunity to apply for permanent residence. This is not only great because an extension policy was announced, but it's also really good news that the mindset that this minister has is actually a sensible mindset, and it does reflect the sentiments of most of the international students as well as the labor market as well. Now, with this, maybe the minister in the future might come up with more programs that prefer the workers inside Canada. Who knows, just hypothesis. Knowing his sentiments, knowing his thought process, it is possible that he might launch some programs that cater international students. Now, talking about the policy announced today, number one thing is for folks whose postgraduate work permits are expiring in 2023 or whose postgraduate work permits have already expired, they can extend their work permit for up to 18 months. Number two is this policy will also include the folks who were covered in last year's public policy that was in 2022. For some of the folks, you were not able to submit your applications on time, or for some reason or the other, you were not able to obtain or take advantage of that policy. You will be covered under this policy. So this is absolutely great news. Those folks who have already lost their status, whose permits have expired, they will get an interim work authorization while they wait for their new work permit. And even if you're outside of that 90-day restoration window, you would still be able to obtain a work permit and continue work. So this covers everyone. This is great news for every kind of applicant out there. Now, while you get this beautiful opportunity, it's an 18-month window. Now it's your responsibility as the applicant to make sure that in these 18 months, you have a PR pathway, and then you are able to crack that pathway. Again, there are multiple pathways: Atlantic Immigration Program, Rural Northern Immigration Program, Alberta Rural Stream, Atlantic PNP programs, other PNP programs. Please do your research, look at the videos on our channel. You should be able to find the information and go accordingly. So that's it, guys. Brief video about the policy today. April 6th, 2023, this policy will come into effect, and at that point there would be more instructions on how to apply and who needs to apply and what's the process. We'll share that with you as well. Until then, good luck and hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. Take care.